This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Man, we nitpick at the Philadelphia Eagles for so many things from that Friday night game. But let me tell you something. 85% of the teams that played on Sunday really were god-awful. It was bad because we're going to be talking about the division today. We're going to be talking about, and me from a non-biased lens, okay? I'm going to be talking from a non-biased lens. I'm not just going to side and troll and do the regular shit that everyone else is doing because it's just getting old at this point. I think we should tell the truth on, obviously, our division rivals. I think that's and I think that's a really good thing, okay? A lot to discuss. Let's get into all of it.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
This was the perfect moment for the Philadelphia Eagles, especially for us Eagles fans, because we won on Friday night in Brazil and we were able to sit back, watch football on Sunday, relax, and really keep a sharp eye on how the NFC East is doing. Okay. And you find out a lot of things. Now, 1 week doesn't define a team. Let's put that into perspective. It does not. Usually it takes 9 to 11 weeks to really redefine your franchise, your roster, see where that team is at, where that roster is at offensively, defensively, your identity. There's a lot that goes into it. But before I go into the division rivals, this video is sponsored by BetUS, and this is a word from our sponsors. If I'm the betting man, and I am, and you're rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles, this is the redemption year for Jalen Hurts. This is the year we get the bad taste out of our mouths from last season. If I'm going all in, ride or die with a Super Bowl and bringing that Lombardi trophy back to Philadelphia for a second time, you need to go to BetUS, and I'm not wasting any time with it. I'm putting $500 down as the risk and getting $7,000 back at the end of the year because this offense is going to be explosive. This defense by Vic Fangio is going to be dynamic. A 150% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 with code YouTube150. Click the link in the description below. Start betting and start winning. So the first thing I really want to go into as of right now is the New York Giants, because they did play the Minnesota Vikings. Sam Darnold, might I tell you, and the Minnesota Vikings, 28-6. That's where the Giants lose this game. Wasn't surprised, guys, and really from the gate with Daniel Jones, no Saquon Barkley in this offense. Devin Singletary, Malik Neighbors is a talent, guys. But there's no quarterback that could throw to these guys. His throws were god-awful. I don't even know how many picks Daniel Jones had this game. I honestly don't. But what was so crazy is that by the start of the fourth quarter, the Giants fans really started to leave the stadium at MetLife, and then they waited outside of MetLife. They waited by the gates for Daniel Jones to come out, and they booed him, okay? Giant fans have had it, and I understand that. So what do they do going forward? No idea. Drew Lock, do they put him in? I think everybody wants Daniel Jones bench because, a $40 million a year man, you pick this guy over 2/3 of your offense that was run by Saquon Barkley, really, because that's what you were really defending in that offense, which is kind of crazy. And to see him out of it, you see the damage that's already done. And this is Sam Darnold in the minutes. This is Sam Darnold with some weapons around him. I mean, this is you're taking a low-grade mayo and you're putting it on an expensive piece of bread from Italy. I mean, that's what you're putting Miracle Whip on a gourmet sandwich. Like that's what you were dealing with in this game, if it makes any sense. Saquon Barkley scored 3 touchdowns, more than the New York Giants in the first week. And Giant fans will tell you, most of them at least, that they want Daniel Jones out of here. And probably 100% of them now are going to want him out of the building. And I don't blame them whatsoever. Okay? The Giants went into this season with a really good defense. And I think signing Burns was a good signing. You have Dexter Lawrence. You have Banks. You have a lot of good players on that defense. It doesn't matter because if you don't have an offense that could sustain drives, sure, your defense will be on the field, but they're going to be on the field so much you're not going to be able to produce anything defensively. Going to be gassed, going to be tired, and that's really what happened. I mean, you got Sam Darnold throwing the Justin Jefferson. I mean, seriously, it's absolutely insane just how the Giants are going to be bottom of the barrel in the division. I don't see them even climbing up. Maybe if they switch to Drew Lock, maybe they have a shot. Drew Lock has had his little splurts of success here and there. He's a fan favorite of the league. It seems like fans like him because he's got this aura to him that everybody likes. I don't know what the right decision is here, but this is the New York Giants, bottom of the barrel. No, I mean, look, all I said was I was laying on the couch, and all I could say was, oh my God, another pick, another one, another pick. I mean, he's throwing a quick screen off the line, and Van Ginkel puts his hands on it, not even just Van Ginkel jumped in front of Daniel Jones and picked it off right in front of his face, 10 yards into the end zone. I mean, it's insane, man. New York Giants made a lot of mistakes. It could be the coaching staff. It's drafting. It's really everything. It's really everything. Getting rid of Saquon Barkley was the biggest mistake they made. But just because if Saquon was with if Saquon was with the Giants this year, he's not going to produce what he's going to do in Philadelphia this year. I think every Giant fan knows that. They don't want to say that, but they do. They definitely do know that. Okay, so that was the whole. So obviously the Giants, lose. A really bad loss, in my opinion. Just really not even looking like they could even run an offense at this point. So it was kind of crazy. Now, I want to go into the Dallas Cowboys, okay? Before the game started, Dak got his big contract, okay? And from a non-biased lens, like, I honestly thought Dak Prescott was going to play out the rest of this year. And I figured he was going to obviously walk and go to another team and get another opportunity somewhere else. Because I figured, you know what, they want to sign Micah Parsons. They already signed CeeDee Lamb. I think the one thing that look, and this contract is really stupid, guys. He hasn't proved anything. Highest paid quarterback. Come on now. Come on. Like, I don't know if did Dak put them in a corner? Like, I don't know what he did here, but guy hasn't done anything in 8 years. Has done nothing. Okay, not even an NFC Championship game. Even to the second round of the playoffs. I mean, barely even that. Beating a 7 seed. I mean, seriously, guys, like, hasn't done much of anything. I think we all know this by now. And if Cowboy fans tell you different, then they're just delusional at that point, or they're just trying to make good content and they're just lying to everybody's face just to get more attention, I guess. I don't know. Like, do people actually lie straight to your face and say Dak is a great player, or they give a pass to the QB more than anybody else? Oh, I 100% believe it, because I get messages from people that literally defend Dak to off a bridge and falling off a bridge. Literally, that's where they're at. But against the Browns today, like, Jim Schwartz with his aggressive defense, and a good defense it is, but like I said, defense was on the field a little too much. The offense was just doing great things. Cooper Beebe and obviously Tyler Guyton changed at different positions on the offensive line, and I thought they played really good. There were times where Guyton got beat, but it was just enough for Dak to get the ball out of his hands, make his completions, and I thought Dak played pretty good. He was quick with the ball in his hands. They made it really fast. I think they made the short passing game was definitely a big success, because he knew that you have two young guys on your offensive line right now that are trying to replace guys that have left, and you're not going to have time to throw maybe in this game, and I think Dak was on his moment there, which was good for him. I got to say, the Browns offense looked god-awful. I mean, I don't know if at this point, if we had an extra massage going on before the game started, because it just seemed like, from quarterback play just to the receivers to the tight ends, there was just no connection. There was pressure. Even when they had time, they just couldn't make anything happen. Watson, to me, we know his contract is bad. We know he's not a good quarterback. He can't make the plays. He's got too much drama surrounding him. And you know what? The Dallas Cowboys, they capitalized. They were getting pressure. They were tackling. The receivers for the Browns were getting overthrown. They couldn't catch their own passes, deflecting off their hands. Dallas picking up on those easy turnovers. They Dallas capitalized on every single moment. Like I've said a million times, the first game doesn't define you as a team. The Dallas Cowboys win, obviously, 33-17. Seems like Zimmer, it has really kept this defense the way it was, how Dan Quinn ran it last year to this year. Zimmer is another, aggressive coach, and seems like they really haven't missed a beat defensively on top of losing some players, and so forth. So I'm actually really surprised over the Dallas Cowboys, at least for re-signing Dak Prescott. I feel like I think the whole league wants this because it comes down to the big moments and where they matter the most. It's not the regular season. You're not getting paid to win the regular season. You're getting paid to go make it to an NFC championship, make it to a Super Bowl, something like that. And it seems like I don't know how the Cowboys throw that much money at him. Jerry's attitude weeks prior to this signing seemed like Dak's just going to have to deal with what he's dealing with. And I mean, he even told the media, like, what's the one thing we haven't done? What's the one thing we're missing? What haven't we done yet? So it feels like, they've been passively saying stuff in press conferences or to the media to put more pressure on Dak Prescott. You know what I mean? So for me, I think this was a good game for the Cowboys because, like I said, they just capitalized on every single mistake the Browns made. Every single mistake. So there was that. I think Jim Schwartz has a great defense over there, but like I said, when the offense is just can't sustain, guys are going to get tired. Using the run game. Zeke Elliott looks like he's really happy to be on the Cowboys right now. In that run game with a couple of the running backs that they have, with Dowdle and him, and a couple other guys at wide receiver that I thought played really well. I think there's a lot of good things, but that's just me being, that's just me being realistic with it. What I thought was really going to happen this past offseason, I think if they were smart, okay, because Jerry Jones doesn't think that the Cowboys they don't believe in pressing the reset button. They don't believe in rebuilding, okay? They think they have a roster every year, okay? This year, do they have it? I don't think so. They have one win. That's it. Okay, first week, I'm not putting them against the Eagles or saying anything like that. All I'm saying is you can't base your whole season off of 1 week. You can't. You can nitpick at things because it's the first game. I think that's how far it goes. My opinion, I thought if they really wanted to turn the clocks back, new regime, new something going on, they would have traded CeeDee Lamb. They would have got a couple first-round picks. You use those picks to get a new quarterback, new wide receiver. I thought that may have been the route that they were going before CeeDee Lamb got re-signed. So the only question you have is this: what happens to Micah Parsons? And we need to see how this offense, how this defense for the Dallas Cowboys is going to look down the road of this season. It could have a successful regular season, but at the same time, come playoff time, it seems like a lot of things change, whether the front office gets involved in a lot of the play calling, or, a lot of guys are losing power by that time. And it seems like nobody is on point with each other. There's no connection, with some of the players. It seems like everything kind of falls off to a 0-0, by that time. So like I said, the Cowboys played well. They did what they were supposed to do. I was really surprised at the offensive line in that game with Cooper Beebe and Tyler Guyton. I thought they played significantly well for what they had to deal with the other day. So good for them. Good for them. And lastly, okay, the Washington Commanders. Now I wasn't able to watch the whole entire game, but they did lose 20-37. Okay, Baker Mayfield statistically he was on fire. It was over 300 yards. What was it, 3 touchdowns? I mean, he almost completed. I mean, he completed so many passes. It was absolutely ridiculous. I think Jaden Daniels has a future. I think there's something there, and I think they're working on it. But guys got to think about this. Okay, Washington got rid of Jahan Dotson. Okay, I don't even know if they found their number 2 receiver, even from watching this game. But I'll say this, okay? Since last year in 2023, when you got rid of Chase, when you got rid of Montez Sweat, when you got new ownership, new general manager, pretty much turning the franchise around in a different way, new head coach in Dan Quinn that's really getting rid of Ron Rivera's draft picks, and I think with this new quarterback in, I think there's some good talent to take off. Like, we'll see how long it lasts. We'll see if, he has anything down the line. But this is a team that had a lot of money in free agency. And just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you're going to be successful. Yeah, of course, the Eagles could just get rid of everybody, get a lot of money back and just start signing whoever you want for whatever price. You don't build a team like that. You're never supposed to build a team like that. But that's what happens when you hit the reset button. But you got to be smart with your money. You can't be throwing it around and then, those cap hits. And God forbid, those are players that are going to be here and you need to see what happens. So Washington came to a big loss. And, you have the Giants and Washington actually playing next week at 1 o'clock for week 2. So somebody has to win that game, obviously. And that's really where I'm at with the NFC East Sunday. I mean, I wasn't impressed with a lot of teams. I actually thought the Eagles played way, way, way better than a lot of these other teams that were playing on Sunday. Okay, we're going to watch the Jets and the Niners game. That should be a really good one for Monday night tonight, whenever you're watching this video. But Sunday was a complete disaster, in my opinion. I just look at the end of the day, if I was to guess, I think, it's going to be between the Eagles and Cowboys. We'll see how long the Cowboys last this season, what their identity is going to look like, what everything's going to look like later on. By week 9 to week 12, that's when you really find out, can my team actually get it done? Okay, and don't lie to yourself. I've tried to break this down with a non-biased lens as much as I possibly could, and to be realistic with you guys, because I'm not trying to blow smoke up anybody's ass in this video, and and say the wrong things or only say certain things because I'm an Eagles fan. I want to be the most realistic possibly. The Eagles are 1-0. We need to worry about ourselves going forward. Okay, we have obviously the Atlanta Falcons on Monday night. It's not going to be a cakewalk. Yes, it's Kirk Cousins, but they have a good defense. They got a lot of good players there. Okay, they have weapons. They have a running back. Bijan Robinson. They have weapons. They have a lot there right now. Okay, you have Justin Simmons there now. You got a lot of that defense is loaded. It's pretty loaded, pretty good. Kyle Pitts, it. A lot going on. So. Other than that, guys, I want to know from you guys, what did you guys think of the first week in general, the NFC East? Most disappointing. The Cowboys signing Dak Prescott and doesn't make any sense, which a lot of people will be laughing at that regardless. But I want to know your thoughts on the first week. And I got to take a step back and say, damn, I really was attacking my birds pretty good on Friday night. But that's just who I am as a person. I overthink, I'm overcritical on things, but is there anything wrong with that? No. But at the same time, I don't want to say the team played good when I know they didn't at a certain sequence of the game. Not the whole game, not a part of the game, but I think certain sequences were definitely not great in a lot of avenues of that game on Friday night. And that's where, you start to see from the first game on, what team looks, in the division, who's going to be your big threat for the division title. And obviously first seed is what we're really looking for right now. So obviously looking at the 49ers Jets game on Monday night, you're going to want the 49ers to lose that game. Keep them away from the first seed as much as possible. So a lot going on there. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think below. Appreciate everybody listening to me on the division rivals. I know we didn't have a full Eagles video, but I'm hoping you guys enjoyed it, or at least just want to sit and just listen, from a non-biased lens, because I like to use the non-biased lens thing with the obviously of being an Eagles fan as well. So let me know what you guys think about all the news. Make sure you like the video. It does help the channel out tremendously. Okay, get 150% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. This video is sponsored by BetUS. Go make some money. Go bet on the Eagles. Click the link in the description. Okay, and put code YouTube 150. Okay, for your promo there. YouTube 150. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys on the next one. Shakes what up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.